How to predict the price of Bitcoin tomorrow. Bitcoin (BTC) is a cryptocurrency developed in 2009 by Satoshi Nakamoto, the name given to its unknown creator or creators. Transactions are recorded in a blockchain which shows the transaction history for each unit and proves ownership. Unlike traditional currencies, Bitcoin is not issued by a central bank or backed by a government. For investors, buying a Bitcoin is different from purchasing a stock or bond because Bitcoin is not a corporation. Consequently, there are no corporate balance sheets or Form 10Ks to review, no fund performances to compare, or other traditional tools for choosing an investment. The price of Bitcoin is determined in the same way that the value of the US dollar is determined: supply and demand. Like fiat currency, when the demand for Bitcoin increases, the price increases. When demand for Bitcoins falls, the price falls. How does Bitcoin's scarcity influence price? Unlike with fiat currency, there is a finite supply of Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in circulation. New Bitcoin is created at a fixed rate that decreases over time, which causes demand to outpace supply. This puts future upward pressure on the price. Additionally, Bitcoin's future monetary policy is known absolutely, giving investors great confidence that inflation will be introduced or increase at a later date. The Bitcoin price is determined through supply and demand. A finite supply of Bitcoin mitigates inflation and deflation risks. The stock-to-flow model uses the current circulation of Bitcoin and the rate of production to measure the effect of scarcity on the Bitcoin price. Because of this decentralized nature, Bitcoin doesn't follow the monetary policy of government, and Bitcoin is not backed by any underlying asset or government. This creates skepticism among investors and consumers who appreciate the price stability signals a fiat currency enjoys from government policy and support. Projections. Purchasing stock grants you ownership in a company, whereas buying Bitcoin grants you ownership of however much cryptocurrency your money involved. Bitcoin is neither issued nor regulated by a central government and therefore is not subject to governmental monetary policies. Bitcoin's price is primarily affected by its supply, the market's demand for it, availability, competing cryptocurrencies, and investors' sentiment. Bitcoin supply is limited. There is a finite number of Bitcoin and the final coins are projected to be mined in 2140. What determines Bitcoin's price? Bitcoin is not issued by a central bank or backed by a government. Therefore, the monetary policy tools, inflation rates, and economic growth measurements that typically influence the value of a currency do not apply to Bitcoin. Bitcoin acts as more of a commodity being used to store value, so the following factors influence its price: the supply of Bitcoin and the market demand for it, the cost of producing a Bitcoin through the mining process, the number of competing cryptocurrencies, regulations governing its sales and use, media and news. Regulations and Bitcoin price. Bitcoin was released in the aftermath of a financial crisis precipitated by the loosening of regulations in the derivation market. The cryptocurrency itself remains unregulated and has garnered a reputation for its border and regulation-free ecosystem. Bitcoin lack of regulatory status has both benefits and drawbacks. The absence of regulations means it can be used freely across borders and is not subject to the same government-imposed controls as other currencies. However, governments and interested parties are continuing to push for cryptocurrency regulation. Bitcoin's price and the media. In an attempt to keep investors and interested parties informed, the media and news coverage works both for and against Bitcoin prices. Any change in any of the factors previously discussed are quickly published and disseminated to the masses. As a result, good news for cryptocurrency investors tends to send Bitcoin's price up, while bad news send it down. The combination of supply, demand, production cost, competition, regulatory development, and the media coverage that follows influences investors' outlook, which is one of the most significant factors affecting cryptocurrency prices. What will happen if Bitcoin prices crash to zero? If Bitcoin price drops to zero, it will impact the traders, institutional investors, price of other digital currencies, cryptocurrency enterprises, and the whole financial system. Now, assuming that Bitcoin price declines to zero, it will impact the price of other cryptocurrencies. As a result, many investors could just withdraw completely or substantially to reduce losses, depending on their type of investment. Large institutional investors may be particularly at risk because more and more have made larger investments to diversify their portfolio. The most exposed would be those who invested more recently in high prices or in crypto derivatives, and they would need to liquidate other assets to fulfill margin goals. Customers may lose faith in a system that appears to be crumbling, affecting cryptocurrency enterprises like Coinbase, Binance, etc. That depends on customers for transaction flow to generate revenue and funding investment to grow. Investments in these companies may also stop altogether or significantly decline. Additionally, such enterprises may no longer be able to hire, pay, or attract the personnel necessary to run and expand them. Do not worry about the crash to zero. It's not a day work, but keep in mind that everything can happen at any time. When money is not worth life, we don't plant Bitcoin in our farms. We don't water our crops with Bitcoin, and we don't cook our food with Bitcoin. It's only a means of exchange. If you like these videos, subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification so that you will be notified when we upload new videos. I know you have something on your mind. Please share your thoughts on the comment section and don't forget to like. It will help our channel to grow.